Welcome to the Daily Parks and Rec Show from the CPRS Conference 2026. In this episode, we're tackling a challenge every Parks and Recreation professional faces: unauthorized use of fields and green spaces. What do you do when groups show up unannounced? Do you shut it down or turn it into an opportunity? We're joined by Jody Curley, who shares a smart, community-first approach, focusing on education, communication, and turning casual users into authorized partners. From gathering the right information to guiding groups through policies, rentals, and even insurance, this conversation is packed with practical strategies you can use right away. If you've ever dealt with unexpected field use, this is one episode you don't want to miss. Let's dive in.
All right, this is Craig LeBlanc again with the Daily Parks and Rec Show. We are here live from CPRS 2026 here in the great state of California. And we have a special guest, Jody Curley, to answer an awesome question that's often faced in Parks and Rec, which is how do you handle unauthorized use of your park, of your what green spaces or fields or whatever? You have a bunch of people showing up unannounced. And so what's your best answer to that?
Well, first I want to say, obviously we want to have our fields used, right? So whether it's authorized or unauthorized, it's great to always have people out on your fields being used and seeing the community out there. But to deal with the unauthorized use, it's a tricky situation, right? So your end all be all is probably talk to your PD, because obviously they'll go out there and help you out. But I like to get the information from people who then tell me that there's unauthorized use, go out to the field and just try to pry out some information from the groups that are there. How often are you guys out here? What group are you with? And try to get some of the information that I can then take back with me to my office. And I usually try to do some research, right? Is this a group that is from my community? Are they from another community? Is this a competitive group? Is it a recreational group? And then go back out, either call them, email them, whatever information I have, or go back out there and see if I can actually get them to become an authorized user. Because obviously you want to have people on your fields that are insured, right? You never know what's going to happen and what they'll do to come back at you. So if you can get them authorized, you can get them to rent the field, then you're obviously getting your revenue that you want as well. So that's what I always try to do first, is go out, collect information from the groups, try to educate them also on our policies, our procedures, because sometimes they don't even know that they qualify to rent fields from us. They just think that, only organized groups or organizations are allowed to rent field space. But anybody can. We have different tiers, different rates, everything like that, right? So a private user can rent the field, an organization can rent, drop-in type of situation. So that's what I like to try to do first, is unauthorized use, go out and try to talk to them, try to educate them, give them the policies and procedures, and then go from there. Also let them know, okay, well, you guys want to come out here every Sunday morning. This is one of our most popular fields. So you're always going to run into issues. If you want a space that you guys can just hop in, I would recommend going to this other field because it's not used as much or it's not as popular for our authorized use groups.
Now, I noticed some cities have just green space, whereas if a group of friends just want to come throw the Frisbee, or a family reunion just wants to maybe play some baseball, some cities will just offer just purely open space that sometimes they can take advantage of. They just need a patch of grass.
Yeah, when we have those too. So that's also a great opportunity to give them that education as well. We call those the passive fields.
Yeah.
So they're not the active athletic fields. They're more of the passive fields. So they're the parks that have a very large open green space, but they're not deemed a soccer field or a baseball field or anything like that. But it's large enough for them to do a pickup soccer game or a volleyball match or something of that nature.
Yeah. And so what kind of, when you go to collect that information, what are some of the answers they're getting from them? Are they just saying, I had no idea, I just thought it was open? Or
yeah, actually a lot of groups don't realize that they're, like I said, that they are able to rent field space. They just think that, we just want to go play and only organized groups, only like soccer clubs or little leagues are able to rent field space. And sometimes, obviously, they don't want to pay for it either, right? But sometimes they're just not knowledgeable on it.
Right.
So they find out and they go, oh, well, that's good to know. Like, I didn't know that I could reach out to the city and rent the field space. Because a lot of times they want to be able to know that when they arrive, they have the field space to play on. And when you give them the fee structure and everything, then they're like, well, if there's 50 people out,
Before the game, before the lights, before the pressure, there's a moment most people never see. Welcome to The Athlete's Commute, a podcast distributed by DPRS Media Network, co-produced by Her Sports, and hosted by Jordan Ziff. Each episode, Jordan gets behind the wheel, driving athletes to practice, to training, to game day, while getting to know who they really are beyond the jersey. The mindset, the grind, the sacrifices, the moments no one talks about. No scripts, no filters, just real conversations in real motion. Because every athlete has a journey, and every journey deserves to be heard. This is The Athlete's Commute. Buckle up.
Oh no! Oh wait, yeah. Okay, thank you, Jody. Okay, so yeah, Jody was just telling us about how to deal. So any last little nuggets or anything you've learned, any landmines that you've stepped on and said, don't do it this way. You know, if you have somebody that's kind of new to this arena.
I would definitely go out there with the intention of educating, right?
Yeah.
Don't go out there with like a very stern,
Right.
you don't belong out here. You do not need, get off my field situation. Go out there with like, I'm just trying to gather information from you. I'd like to help you be able to secure field space.
Oh, I love that.
I want you to be able to come out here and have fun with your friends and your family and to play soccer or play baseball or volleyball, whatever the sport is that they're looking for. But go out there with the intention of educating them on how they can secure field space and how they can do that. What are the steps that they need to do? And then give them avenues. Like if they need to get insurance, like there are a couple different places that you guys can go to get third-party insurance. Take a look, see how much the cost is. We don't require what agency you go through or what vendor you go through, as long as you have insurance. So X, Y, and Z, and then usually people will take to that and they'll be happy that you're not just trying to kick them off the field right off the bat. Yeah. You're just trying to help them figure out how they can get field space.
I love that. Well, Jody, thank you so much for sharing that information with us. And thank you for all the work that you do with your community. And hope you have a great rest of your convention.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, Jody.
Are you a vendor, brand, or service provider ready to connect with the heartbeat of local communities? At DPRS Media Co., we tell the stories shaping parks and recreation across America. Through podcasts, live streams, videos, and newsletters, we reach frontline leaders, city directors, and decision makers every single week. From youth sports and facilities to programming and policy, our audience is your audience. Sponsoring or partnering with DPRS Media Co. puts your brand in front of the professionals who build, budget, and buy for their communities. Launching a new product, growing your presence in public spaces, targeting cities, counties, or departments, DPRS is your trusted media partner. Whether you're in software, turf, aquatics, robotics, smart cities, or special events, partnering with DPRS puts your brand in the story. With commercials, interviews, social campaigns, newsletters, and live shows, we're your media team. Partner with us and grow your impact in the $200 billion Parks and Rec industry. CPRS Media Co. Stories that move Parks and Rec forward. Your audience is here. Let's meet them.